Hello, and welcome to an introductory video about transformers. Transformer is a term that we are familiar with, however, we might not know exactly what it is. Hopefully by the end of this video you will know what a transformer is, what it does, and how it works. Well, let's begin. What is a transformer? Well, a transformer is a... Nope, not that. Sorry, Shia LaBeouf, but we're talking about a different kind of transformer. There we go. This is a transformer, and it is actually way cooler than Bumblebee, because it actually is real. Transformers do what is in their name. They transform. However, they do not change from a car to a robot. They transform one voltage value to another voltage value. Not all transformers look like a big dumpster with wires, but they actually come in all shapes and sizes for different people's needs. There are some that help you convert voltage when you are traveling to a foreign land, like England. God save the Queen. Even closer than that, there are transformers in your cell phones, in your laptops, in your video game systems, in your power tools, and in your kitchen appliances. They're everywhere, and the reason they are so prolific is because they are very important. Because we don't live in the 1800s, we are blessed with electricity in our homes, in our workplaces, and at Disneyland. Because the power plant needs to provide power to multiple buildings and people, it needs to pump out a high voltage to provide power for all these places. So outside each power plant is a transformer that raises the voltage, or a step-up transformer, to ensure that enough voltage is going to all the necessary places. However, if one of those houses took the full voltage from the wires, it would probably explode. So to prevent this, there is a transformer that lowers the voltage, a step-down transformer as it's called, so that the houses get the lower voltage they need. This is pretty incredible, and it allows us to enjoy having power at our homes without worrying that something is going to blow up. How is this possible, you might ask? Well, it is because of a law found by our old friend Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday was one of the great scientists in history. He was a chemist by trade, but his major contributions to the sciences were in the fields of electricity and magnetism. Pun intended. One of his best-known works was the discovery of the relationship between an electromotive force, or EMF, and a magnetic field. He discovered that EMF could be induced by a change in magnetic flux. This could be calculated by using the number of turns in a coil, N, the change in magnetic flux, phi, and the change in time. The relationship is shown in this equation. This is known as Faraday's law of induction. Because of this law, we are able to have transformers. How it works is there is a primary coil off to the left, a secondary coil off to the right, and an iron core. The primary coil receives the input voltage and produces a magnetic field. The iron core traps the magnetic field produced by the current from the primary coil and, due to its magnetization, increases the strength of the original magnetic field. The changes in this increased magnetic field induces a current in the secondary coil, producing a second voltage. This is why an alternating current AC system is needed. Because in a direct current system, or DC, the current doesn't change directions and stays the same, so no increasing or decreasing magnetic fields occur. However, in an AC system, the current is constantly changing, which can produce the changes requisite for transformers to work. The relationship between primary and secondary voltage can be seen by taking the ratio of the Faraday equations for primary, V sub P, and secondary coil, V sub S. This creates a new equation affectionately called the transformer equation. This new equation shows us that the ratio of secondary and primary voltages is equivalent to the number of loops in each of their respective coils. Further, to see whether the transformer is a step-up or step-down transformer, we will use a different equation. We can assume that the power going into the transformer is the same as the power going out, and power's relationship with current and voltage is already known, which can lead to these equations. This can be rearranged to be more useful like this in order to show the relationship between the primary and secondary voltage and the input and output current. Then if you use this new equation with our old friend the transformer equation, you can find the ratio between current and the number of loops in each coil. Which is this. With these equations in mind, we can definitely see the relationships between voltage and currents. When voltage increases, current decreases, and vice versa. Let's do an example problem just to show this. It's 2030, during the zombie apocalypse. You and your friends are the last line of defense. A group of zombies approaches, and you need to take them out with your laser cannon. Because you're environmentally friendly, a solar panel supplies your laser cannon's transformer with an input of 120 volts and a current of 25 amps. It then puts out 50 volts. For your cannon to function, you need 100 amps to fire. Do you have sufficient current to fire your cannon? Okay. For starters, let's bring back the equation stating the ratio between voltage and current with transformers. Let's put in the variables. Now, let's solve for your secondary current. We will do this by first dividing 50 volts by 120 volts. And the volts cancels out, and that equals roughly 0.4167. Then, with a little switcheroo, we will be able to divide 25 amps by our voltage ratio. This leaves us with a secondary current, which is 60 amps. So you do not have enough current to fire your gun. So your friends are toast and the zombies win. Mainly because this scenario is impossible. Feel free to do more experimentation on your own with these equations to become more comfortable with transformers. And that is the end of your Transformer Crash Course. I apologize for ending on such a sad note. Stare at this picture of my dog until you feel better. Have a nice day.